All right, so we gonna start with like some Brawlhalla shit, just like regular like Brawlhalla related questions and all and whatnot.
I
All right, so like, when did you start playing this game? Like,
I like originally started the game in 2015 where like I just played for fun with my friends like customs. It was really just a game I played for fun, but then I kind of got bored of it. So after like 2 years of playing for fun, I kind of took a break for like a year. So let's say like 2018, that was like the year I took a break, and then 2019 to now is when like I wanted to go pro and like wanted to get really good. So that's where just like all the passion came from. I haven't like stopped from then to now. So
all
yeah.
right, yeah, that's some true shit, bro. Hold up. All right, so when did you realize you really started getting good at the game and could like hit that next level? I might have an idea, but like, I don't know.
Um, when I realized that I was starting to get good at the game is when I was able to like keep my composure when I would lose, and I know like why I'd lose. I wouldn't get mad anymore, and I could feel that like every single time I'd run another rank session or like the next day I'd actually be improving on something. Let's say like maybe even edge running or something as little as using my weapon better, or like learning how different anti-airs work and stuff like that. Um, but the more knowledge I gained and like the more I practiced, the better I got. Like really, really like the more I grinded, and I grinded a lot, so it was just like really fast improvement. So that was just like how I improved, just kind of learning from every day and not really taking anything for granted, not taking my time for granted. Just like after every rank session, I would or every day, I would make sure that I had learned something, even if it's as little as like something that you don't even really care about.
All right. Bro, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I thought them Revenant days, bro, back when like subbing all that shit.
Oh yeah.
I thought you was gonna mention that CB, bro. You took like 7 slots, like
Oh
fucking
yeah, yeah.
Finn.
That was crazy. That was
Then
crazy. Yeah.
yeah, you had that little fucking that journey too and shit, where you dip. Bro, I thought you was gonna mention that too. I was gonna say, bro, that was really some goated shit, bro. That's some shit, bro. You had to see to believe. He
No,
entered.
it's crazy because like even back then that was like you figure out like there's like these moments even in your days where you're not even that good that you can accidentally just go goat mode. Like you will just focus so much that you'll be in like a zen mode. You'll literally be so focused that every single interaction would just be you adapting off of it, or even just like just confusing your opponent. And right, that CB where I like went crazy and I didn't even like feel like I was doing anything. I didn't react like anyway. I didn't go like hype or anything after I won. I was just like really focused in the moment, and I wasn't tilting at anything. I literally played it as if I was like in the lead already. So I had that mental, and that mental freaking made me win. And I wasn't even that good, so it was like crazy.
All right, so you was always talking about the improvement in the grind, but when you were on a come up, who recognized you as like a higher, like a popular player or a pro? Who recognized you?
Um, Originally, the people who recognized me were like Remy. I noticed Remy said something on his stream. He was like, uh, "Yo, um, the most most improving player, or like the player on the come up right now, like more than anybody else, is Luna for sure. Like, no doubt about that. Like anything. So I got recognized by Remy, and then a bit later than that, I think I ended up in like one of Boomy's videos, and he said something about me. So like I was starting to get noticed in the pro scene because I was like playing a lot of ranked, really high elo, and just making myself known by doing really like high achievements at like a low level, as of like not being a top 32 power ranked player or anything like that.
Yeah, you be in that rank. You hit fucking rank 1 last season.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
had ranked
you
one.
be you
That was
be on
crazy.
it. So, but like when you were like playing and like trying to reach your peak, bro, were there times where you just like said fucking wanted to quit? Like,
uh
like
um Actually, no, I never thought about quitting ever. Like, I would honestly like of course back then I thought about quitting, but there's a point where like you come so far into just becoming so good that you don't have like you don't even come across a thought of quitting. You just like constantly you're just like, okay, the next day I'll be better. The better your mental gets, you're like, okay, I lost today, but today's the day or tomorrow's the day that I prove that those losses meant something. Like that's like the kind of mental I had, and that's why I never really thought about quitting because I know that every single day I would always improve as long as I had the mental for it.
All right, but we built to get into this. What is your best set, in your opinion? What is your best set or tournament that you played in?
Oh, this is recent actually. My best like is that majors or just like
Yeah, majors,
uh
community tournaments, just like all that.
so all that. My best tourney which was really recent was Imperium, like Imperium Beaded Brawls, which was like a slow motion host stat. So originally, if you're looking at it right now, I was taken out by Java in winners 1 to 2. I kind of got like 0 to death by Hammer on freaking Mammoth, and it was like really, really insane because I'm pretty sure I was doing really well, but then that kind of just like I was just like, damn, I actually just got 0 to death by one simple Hammer thing, and that was when like the set was confirmed for him as long as he played it right. So he won that set in a really unfortunate way. So I had to like make my comeback. I was like, okay, I can't go out like that. There's no way. Like I was doing so good, and then I freaking got wrecked by Hammer like off stage, and that's what Java's like. That's what Java does. He just wrecks you off stage.
Yeah.
Um, and then I went on to losers, and at the time I was actually streaming, and in my stream I was saying I'll come back and I'll win the whole thing. Like I'll come back and win the whole thing. It doesn't matter. I gotta focus, and so I go into 2-0 Guichibo, and I was like, okay. And then I go into 2-0 Lamo, which was actually pretty good because
He's
Lamo's
cracked.
like a pretty good player.
He's
Yeah,
fucking
Lamo's
cracked. He's
Lamo's
cracked on that
insane.
thatch. Yeah, he's cracked as fuck.
Um, and he's actually playing Jala, I'm pretty sure, and he
Jala.
recently yeah he's recently been improving with Jala. He actually beat me with Jala in like a different community tournament, but um I would blame myself for that, and mostly him because he was playing good, but I had a really bad mental. But this tournament was way different. Like I had a really good mental, and I wasn't raging even on stream, which is really difficult to do if you stream your tourneys, I feel like.
Yeah.
So I go into 3-2 Java, which is really hype because he beat me in winners, so it was like a really accomplishing thing to do since
Yeah,
you
you
know
caught
you
you caught your bracket
get to
demon.
come
Yeah.
back, you get to come back from it. And then I ran into Ethan, and we had a really close set at the beginning. But he was bringing things to like really close the whole time, so we were going pretty even. And the last set, pretty sure it was Brawlhaven. I was one stock orange, and he was like one stock white. I'm pretty sure, and I had to bring it back like really really hard. I'm not sure a bit exactly what happened, but that's to what I remember, and I ended up beating him in that set. So this is like actually I think this is my best set or best tournament of all time because it was like not only am I beating top players and like coming close games with the like Java and stuff in winners, I came back and I reset Ethan and actually played 15 games in total in top three. So it
Hmm.
was really like mentally exhausting, but you usually just gotta stay in it, and that's how I won.
Yeah, that's clean. That's clean. You taking out
Yeah.
names and shit. That's cool.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
I know pretty recently you got your first ever top eight in actual
Hmm.
official brawl, all
Major.
that
Yeah.
in a major. So how was you feeling when you first got your first ever top eight?
When I got my first top eight, I didn't even feel very satisfied because not only is it 2v2, but it was like after, I still placed like really kind of bad in the ones. I placed 33rd and I lost at Itsuju 1-2. So at the time I didn't really feel satisfied because I wanted to actually be like a good player myself and not just like as a team. Um, but I still felt good about it, of course, because me and Pugsy only ran on like 2 weeks of practice that major. So it was like really, really hype, and it was like, wow, we actually are really good just for like a starting team. You know, it was like me and Gobi, but we actually got to top 8 because with Gobi I placed ninth, and with Pugsy I placed top 8. So yeah, it
All
was
right.
really cool.
So at any point, like, were there times where you questioned yourself, and did you ever feel that you were like, ever like, were there times where you just getting fucked up in the queue and you just felt like, you know what, I'm just not ever gonna get good at this game, bro? Holy shit! Like, was them down bad moments in the queue?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like I would freaking like play a tournament or like a community, like a little thing, or like losing ranked, losing spars, and I would just be like, wow, what is going on? I'm like playing horribly, like but it's like all in a mental thing. Like you say you're playing horribly, but you can actually, it's just you. Like you can change that if you, as long as you keep the right mental for it. You gotta like not, you gotta be confident because you're always gonna look at the negative things the more you think negatively. So whenever I thought negatively like that, I was like, wow, I'm actually, this is not me. Like, this is not normal. Why am I losing to people I shouldn't be losing to, or cutting close to who I shouldn't be losing to?
Yeah.
And those made me question a lot about my skill. Um, but it's really all a mental thing because it's like you beat I beat these top players that are like guaranteed to place top 3 in these tournaments I play. But I end up cutting it so close with like people that aren't even close to what the players I'm fighting in top 3. And it's kind of weird because like the way I'm looking at it is I'm looking at them as like, okay, I should be beating them even if I'm not focusing. But there's a point where you just like get really unfocused and you're just like, okay, I'm actually starting to lose. What is going on? Maybe I need to focus. But at that point, it's like too late before you can reconsider how you think about the set that you're going into or the game that you're going into, and then you end up losing because you were too slow on adapting, or you went into the match with a bad mental.
All right. So you don't gotta answer this one, but who are your ranked and bracket demons?
Uh, Literally nobody. Like right now, nobody. Literally, like I just been beating everybody, no matter what. Like I recently just been improving a lot recently, so I just been ending up beating and being able to adapt to anybody that I fight, and even if I lose, I'm still confident in beating them if I fight them again because I know that I'll adapt, and I actually do it every time. Like I focus on what to do differently, stuff like that. Maybe a character switch, anything like that. So, yeah.
All right. So we've all know you're pretty you're pretty known being in the rank queue. So has there been any people that don't got the like status or any of the, placements, all that? Do you see any like up and comers in the queue that you know you can mention?
Like up and comers, meaning like they're gonna place top 32 next major,
Yeah,
or
that type of level. Yeah.
um, a Blaze guy is definitely one person who's really good, and he has a potential to place top 32. I don't know how he is in majors, but he's really good at just using Yumiko's SIGs, really good at using Yumiko at her fullest potential. So people don't expect a pick like that even because nobody plays Yumiko like that. And when you fight a character that you don't usually play, you don't get hit by the you don't really expect the tech that they do, or these fast SIGs. Maybe you can even get caught with like an unexpected end SIG on Yumiko Hammer by getting set up like maybe off Hammer sidelight, and you could die in a white, and that could lose you the set because you didn't really expect it, and you're going into something that you don't even expect. So it's just like he's really good, and he has the potential to play top 32. So that's one person. Um, Another person would maybe be um experience. Experience is really good. He doesn't play much 1v1 community tournaments, but he's really good in 2v2. And what I think is what would be holding him back from placing top 32 in ones is, or not even top 32, maybe top 8, top 32 would be his mental for sure. But usually people like that who are like up and coming have a kind of not properly structured mental for such a high placement and such a high achievement that for example, like Anime Fan and Dog, they were really close to getting top 8, and you get
Yeah.
really cocky when you're like close. So they were like, "Oh yeah, we're up 2-0 against Isidru and Pugsy. This is our time to top 8." Like they were typing NSIG stuff like that, getting really confident, and actually they ended up losing that set and not getting top 8. So they multiple times got ninth, 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 ninth. So those up and comers is just like a mental thing, which is why I gave that example for like experience, who has like that kind of mental, um, and even other players like that. So
All
yeah.
right, so we gonna I'm gonna hop in the Twitch chat. We gonna answer. You gonna have you answer some of these questions. Sticky Ricey asks, do you still enjoy the game even after playing the game for so long?
Of course, I still enjoy the game. Like I've been doing so good that I really can't not enjoy the game. Once you start and like achieving what you've always wanted to achieve, you finally realize that there's like so much more to the game and so much more to like just life in general that you still need to achieve and you still need to work for. So no matter what happens, like even if I win next major or something, I had to constantly work on things because people are always going to get ahead of you the more you slow down. Uh, the more you stay like on track of improving and adapting, the better you'll keep getting. But you lose track of that, and someone will just pass you, and um, it would not it would not be fun, you know.
All right, we got another question from Inferno underscore Cloud. What pushed you to go further and beyond?
Um, what pushed me to go like as far as I can go and just become like really, really, really good is just seeing so many of like my friends do good. And this is like one of the main reasons actually. I saw so many of my friends do good, and they were just all better than me, and everybody would like talk down on me and not really respect me as much. um and I kind of felt left out. I was like, okay, why am I like, the worst one, or like why am I not improving as much as the others, or why am I not as good? I don't want to feel like I'm not respected just because of my skill level. And I want to find out what my true potential is, like how far can I go? So I ended up practicing that much, and yeah, here I am now, like winning the community tournaments and everything, and just beating all top players. And you know, now I'm like respected by the community. Everybody um, doesn't trash talk me because I like prove myself, but I don't really care what people
Yeah,
think.
that's facts. You been making mad waves on Twitch. Yeah. How many followers you got?
Yeah.
You like 4K now? Around 4K?
I think I'm about to be 3K. Check.
But still, like your viewer retention's high as hell. Like
Yeah.
there's some people, bro. They got, bro. I've seen so many like verified like Twitch channels, bro. They got 33K followers, and they only scraping like 10 viewers, bro. You got like 2K. You getting like 50 every stream. You did the Raid Shadow
Yeah.
Legends promotion thing. You got like 50 viewers. Yeah,
Yeah.
you been making waves on the Twitch scene. The POVs you playing rank, trolling, all that shit. Yeah, you been making waves.
Yeah.
Respect
Appreciate it.
respect the
Um,
grind.
just on the grind. Yeah.
All right, we got another question from Inferno Cloud. What training methods do you use? What's your training routine? What's your little routine you do?
Um, training routine is play, get on, think of what I need to work on, think of anything I want to improve on. Like for example, today, I ended up getting on. Witty was streaming. I joined his lobby. He was like, "Yo, let's just spar, yo," because he was like streaming, and I was mainly focusing on playing hammer, to practice my hammer because my axe
Terrace.
is really good right now, and yeah, Taros.
Mm-hmm.
My axe is really good, and I play Ragnar, which has axe but no hammer. So if I play hammer, not only will it get me good in like the 1v1 aspect of um playing Taros, it would also get me good in two. So it's like, I get both good in those. So it's just I focus on that, and then you play like experimental or something, and after you're done playing experimental, you run ranked for at least an hour. I haven't been playing much ranked, but that's just because I've been playing in many community tournaments, so it's been making up for it. It's basically like better ranked,
Yeah.
and I've been doing good in that. So yeah, signing up for community tournaments and stuff like that, and warming up everything,
All right, we
focusing.
got another follow up question from Inferno Claw. Do you enjoy the community? Any bad apples you ran into?
Uh, it's like honestly, it's like half and half because you had this one side of the community who are like bandwagons and they just follow whoever's winning. They listen to anybody who's always just above above the other, no matter in terms of skill. But there's a lot of opinions that are just not being heard about and nobody really cares about just because the player is really not known.
Yeah,
Um,
that's like the
so
biggest problem I got with like this is me head canoning, but like that's a problem I got like a lot of like not even like a lot of people in the community, but I think it's like a lot of the pros because like a lot of like higher up pros, some of them don't care and like they don't really give a fuck, bro. Like they know like they, they don't represent me, I represent myself, but some of them, bro, they be cultivating that bullshit.
yeah,
Yeah,
and like you have these people who are like above you in terms of skill, and they're talking trash about like you try to say something and they're like, yo, shut up, you're irrelevant and you're
I
you're
got
bad
art.
at Brawlhalla and stuff like that. And that's how the you know the mindset of like a player who wants to improve starts. Like that's how my mindset started. I was just not respected. I couldn't even say anything without being called like worse or bad because my opinion was worse because I'm just bad at the game, or like I was worse at them at the game. Um, so they were in that position once, but they continue to tell these bad players and these players, or not. Well, I don't want to say it like that, but these players who are worse than them, or just not haven't achieved as much as them, and that's the players who get really good and they improve way more. They go that extra step.
All right, so I got another section for questions I got. And I'm gonna ask you. So it's the mental shit. This is something that we all know. If anyone in the chat know about Luna, he's heavy. He's heavy on the mental. He's heavy on that shit. So I got a few questions about that. So what keeps you calm during sets in like high pressure situations?
What keeps me calm is the thought that if I start to rage, it's kind of hypocritical saying this because um, recently I've raged like on stream and I lost because of it to someone I feel like I should have beaten. But it was because I was streaming and I couldn't really focus, which was I tweeted about it and I was like, I'm sorry to any players I offended about like being mad and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Um, but besides that fact, I'm kind of past that, and um, to keep me focused is the thought that you if you start to get mad and start to get unfocused, you will literally lose the game at that point. Like you've already lost the game if you've already like raged about something so little, like you're like, oh, this guy's so passive, but you play the same way to like do good and stuff like that. So it's like um, you can't focus when you're playing under anger, and when you do that, you don't play normally. You don't adapt quicker. You don't do stuff like that, and kind of gets you really unfocused. So you gotta stay in the game in order to play at your best. So I always want to play at my best. So that's why I always stay focused when I want to play at my best and I want to win.
Is there any specific like routines you do, not in the game, but like outside the game? Like you'll turn on the AC, shit like that. Is
Oh,
there any routines you do before you hop in a queue or you play in a tournament?
my routines are get a bottle of water for sure. Water really helps with high pressure
Facts.
situations. I forgot to mention that.
You gotta stay
Um,
hydrated. Facts.
it's really surprising. Like you finish a round against like a player that you're really pressured against, and you're like struggling to play against or anything like that. And you gotta drink that. You gotta drink water to like calm down your heart rate, because when your heart rate is calm, you're able to endure like getting hit with some type of like zero to death or anything like that, and you can still stay in the game. You won't rage. You won't stay unfocused, anything like that. And besides like getting water and stuff, of course, like you eat way before you should. If I don't have time to eat way before, I won't eat like cutting it close, because I don't want to get stomach ache or anything like that.
Yeah.
And I use my fan and my AC to like, which is back here. My AC is like behind me. I use that to like cool off my hands because it sweats a lot. So that's my routine.
All right. So, do you think streaming point of views are beneficial for someone's mental, or is it more of a thing you do because like, Dan is going to get in the viewers? What's your opinion on that?
Um, People usually do this not because they want, uh, not because they want people to watch their gameplay and see what they do to win, or like show off, or I don't know, anything like that. They just want to do it for the viewers. Like most people at least want to do it for the viewers, and they don't go for the win. And streaming your POVs while playing in tournaments, I strongly recommend that you get good enough to win without streaming your POV, to stream your POV for a tournament, because if you don't get that good enough, then you'll always stay at this kind of like threshold where you can't really like focus that much when you're streaming and stuff, or you can't adapt as much, or you can't improve when you're streaming, because streaming definitely keeps you a little unfocused, off balance, but with a lot of practice and a lot of mental like focus, you won't be able to not focus while streaming. So as a new player, don't stream your POVs for tourneys. Win without streaming your POVs first. Get good enough to win, and then after you've done that, you can practice streaming your POVs. But if that definitely doesn't work out and you're feeling like, okay, this is just hindering my improvement, don't do it.
Okay, so does toxicity and like after game chat, motherfuckers on Twitter, does that really affect you, or do you just sit back and think like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
Nah, none of that affects me. I actually avoid any toxicity I can. If I had to put someone in their place, you had to put someone in their place, and to stop them from bothering you. But mostly you just gotta block the person, unless you want to feed toxicity, which would definitely, in my case or in my opinion, hinder your improvement, because you're focusing on bullshit that you shouldn't even be listening to, or stuff that you don't even have to prove to people. Like someone says, "Oh, you're bad 1v1 me," "Oh, you're really nothing," blah blah blah. You don't have to listen to what people say, and you don't have to prove anything to people. So you aren't required to 1v1 someone to prove your skill. Uh, all you have to do is win a major. Well, not win a major. That's pretty tough. But top eight a major, win a community tournament, beat a really good player multiple times, and Yeah, that's
Okay,
basically it.
so one of the major questions I got, like, what tilts you the most in and outside the game?
Um, I would speak about this question, but like it's kind of like I don't really tilt about anything anymore, like um that much, like anything in specific at least. Uh, but I'd say in the past, which is definitely relevant because it definitely stopped my like it hindered my improvement a lot, is losing to someone that I feel like I should be beating, um, or someone I feel like I'm better than, is something that really used to tilt me the most, and it would make me have a bad perspective on things. And every time I would lose, the only reason would it be being like something else besides my skill. And if the person's beating you, obviously they're either more mentally better or just better than you in the game, just in neutral in every way in the game. So they're better at you than something, so you have to get better at that thing in order to beat them. So that's why I stopped tilting like for stuff like that because it was just unnecessary and it really stopped improve my improvement.
Oh, also, I had another question. This was like a dumber thing. So I know pretty recently you started offering coaching on MetaFan shit. So how so basically when you coach somebody, do you learn something from coaching someone else that's like not as good as you?
Um, well, I learned that people don't um they don't look at like someone and think about what they're doing really, like low level players, like thinking about what low level players are doing. They don't look at someone and think about what they're doing or anything, or focus on anything you told them if you don't have any sense of direction you're giving them or any guide you're giving them, like anything to do. um they just look at someone and they play based off of what their base play style is. And that's why I learned how like people don't improve who are like low level, and they have a bad perspective on things. So once you have that bad perspective, like those low level players, you gotta that's how you teach them how to get better and like become better in high intense situations or anything like that. You just gotta have like something that you're focusing on while in the game. You can't just autopilot and stuff and expect to um get way better in your best potential that you can get.
All right, so I got some more like Brawlhalla in the game questions, not just like about you, but like, okay, so I'm just get into it. So if there was a dream patch that got dropped, what is it's just like your wish list, bro? What are some things you want to see changed?
Miami Enigma removed from the game, or not Miami, freaking Great Hall and Enigma removed from the game, just absolutely demolished from the entire game. Uh, it makes the game, in my opinion, very uncompetitive, especially with um the weapons that people have more of an advantage on those maps. Um, so it's like very you can just cheese someone and win. Like you can be able to really just use the game's bullshit to your advantage. It's like very uncompetitive in my opinion.
All right,
Also for like a dream patch besides maps, um definitely weapons reworked for sure, like some hitboxes, some SIGs, definitely like SIG
oh my
recovery frames on
god,
Rayman or something.
6, bruh.
For
Just
sure. A lot of SIGs need reworked.
no, you know what else, bro? Fucking Jiro. No be talking about how broken that motherfucker is, bro. He's so
Yeah,
broken.
yeah, Jiro's pretty good. I mean, compared to the other characters like Rayman, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, Rayman's fucking a demon.
Yeah, the guy's unholy.
Literally, he got black forces on. All right. So what's the weakest weapon in your opinion, and what's the most broken bullshits in the game as like a weapon, or just signatures in general, or a character?
Hold on, let me actually take a quick peep. The weakest weapon right now, in my opinion, is blasters. Uh, you don't get that much off of a punish, and
Yeah, that's facts, bro. If you don't take someone to Chinatown off a dodge rate, bro, that shit trash.
yeah, you don't really get someone like really low off of a punish, and you have to work way harder than your opponent for neutral interactions and
In a kill.
to yeah, to kill for sure. Um, but yeah, that's why blasters are like the worst in my opinion. Um, in twos, it's a different story. Blasters are definitely really good in there. But just the one speaking, and best weapon, um, best weapon in my opinion would be gauntlets. Because not only are you getting your opponent from white to like dark orange in one singular dodge catch or dodge read, but you have a Sair that spikes down off the stage, and you also have a steering ground pound, and those are both good on stage and off stage. So it's the weapon's just good all around.
Okay, so
Uh,
oh, you
what
gonna
was
continue about it?
another thing that
Go ahead.
another thing you added after that?
Oh yeah, it could be character, just like broken weapon, more broken weapons, like broken signatures for sure, like, or characters.
Characters that need to be worked. Um, One of the best characters, Rayman. Another one is Onyx. Onyx, Sigs kill
Unholy,
way too early.
unholy weapon.
Defense too high for that the Sigs to be killing that early.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir. Yes,
Sigs
sir.
actually have low recovery frames.
Shout out to Crayon for the
Like like
sub.
like Onyx, Gauntlet, D-Sig. And Rayman just no recovery frames whatsoever and kills too early. Rayman D-Sig on Axe. Rayman D-Sig on Gauntlets is insanely good for edge guarding, and Rayman side sig on Axe is just you know what that is. It's just like you can't punish it, and
Yeah.
um, his sigs just have no end lag.
Okay, so we're talking about the broken shit. What do you want to see buffed or just reworked? Like, what you want to see for that?
Reworked. The characters I mentioned. Definitely a bit more characters, but get can't really go into depth because oh yeah, Val and Sig of course, dude. Oh,
My
Val and
lord,
Sig
unholy.
needs like immediately needs reworked. But
You know what's more insulting about that too, bro? Like, why? Who the fuck thought it was a good idea to make that like a true Sig combo too? That is
yeah,
unholy. It's so
yeah.
unholy.
Um, Buffed. Um, Buffed meaning this is what needs to be like buffed or reworked.
Yeah.
Drops on weapons.
Oh, facts.
Weapons like guitars or weapons like blasters, um, spear, delight, and besides that, there's like way more obviously buffed. Weapons that need to be a tad bit buffed, in my opinion, um, is cannon needs to not have well actually this is rework. Cannon needs to not have like those drops, but the and the ground pound, oh my, ground pound needs to be reworked on stage of course. and
It does 30
the
damage.
the grounded there needs to be yeah.
It
The
does 6
grounded there
damage.
needs to be reworked.
Why?
Um, I don't know. I can't really see anything as buffed, but yeah, I think nothing really needs to be buffed. Things just need to be reworked.
All
Yeah.
right, so like I mean, this we already know about you. You've seen many people play. What is the most broken playstyle you've seen someone pull off?
Um, Most broken playstyle is Megdi's playstyle for sure.
Jump back dodge.
Me Megdi playstyle is really really rewarding and really safe. Um, Jump back dodge is actually like weirdly hard to catch. It's like you know it's gonna happen, but it's actually like really hard to catch. It depends on the weapon you have. Um, but either way, it's like kind of hard to catch for some reason. And also, when you jump back dodge, and you get a sidelight read or a sidelight hit off guitars, you get sidelight end light, and that puts them in bad position. Which also you could jump nair after end light, and it covers a lot, and it's also not really punishable for the opponent. So you're building damage while playing the most safest, optimal way possible. Um, so you're basically getting those good damage punishes off, and you're always being able to reset after you've got the damage. So yeah,
What is your favorite and least favorite maps to play on?
Grey Hall and Enigma. Grey Hall and Enigma is just the platforms. You know, you guys know platforms. Like top platforms are just the Grey Hall one. It's just a whole different map in itself. Enigma
Yeah,
just has 3 platforms you can run on. The
build
top platform
houses.
is way too high on Enigma. You can have blasters, do D-light recovery in like yellow, and it'll kill. Like that is crazy. Um, but yeah, the platform is just ridiculous.
I feel like for this type of game, this might be controversial, but I think platforms in this game is like kind of broken. Just like there's just so much free movement and so many movement options you got. You could literally just run away for like 8 minutes and just win and just build houses, fucking build a 5G tower with Wi-Fi, 5-star hotel, and just like sit under platforms and just win. No, because sometimes, bro, like you ever catch on to someone just like building houses, bro, and you go above them trying to dare them on like axe, and
Yeah,
that shit will delight, bro. Oh my god, that's
yeah.
pain.
This playstyle is really rewarding with like sword because you can like this is what needs to be reworked too. Sword definitely needs to be reworked. Its aerials, silent on the ground needs to be reworked. Um, Too many active frames.
Yeah, I found that
Um,
oddly broken too.
and the animation goes way too far. Like the hitboxes go way too far.
It's like damn near Bo
So
delight.
it reads like every dodge on the ground. You can't really do anything about it.
Yeah, and wouldn't you think
So
that like end light's like a consistent follow up after that too? A lot of
mhm.
people side light end light. It's just a lot. Sword's a menacing weapon too.
Yeah, but that's why sword is really good in like maps like that because you can drift so much with your sword dare and sword nair aerials that you won't even be punished for it if you try and go for it. Recovery is just way too like picks off all of the ground. It's way too easy to hit. Usually get clipped by the last frame when you're in the air, and it's like really frustrating because then you can get nair juggled and recovery juggled again. So different weapons are just so good on those maps that you like at that point you're just you're at a weapon disadvantage. It almost feels like, but you could definitely get around it. Like you just have to play differently, get used to adapting and stuff like that.
So what's your favorite map to play on?
Mammoth. Wait, I had to sneeze.
Here,
Okay, it went away.
I'm gonna mute. Oh, I
It
was
went
about to
away.
mute it.
Mammoth Fortress is my favorite map to play on because not only is Ragnar my new like my recent ones main that I've been doing really really good with.
Yeah, you won
A,
that tournament with him.
not only does he have like extremely high amount of defense, Mammoth has really 4 kill boxes, and it's really hard to kill like high defense legends like that. So the higher the defense legend, the better Mammoth Fortress is for you. So you won't die, and also you're not getting risk killed by an early sig, or early killing sig. I mean, so it's just like even if you mess up once or they get lucky, Mammoth will just protect you from that, and you can watch out for it next time. So it's like, yeah.
All right, so we're out of the game, we're out of Brawl, but here's like some like smaller questions I got for you, like on a personal level, just like people could, because I think that's the reason why I wanted you to get on here and do it, because I feel like a lot of like I think Stingray mentioned this the most. A lot of people just like see the player and not the person in general. A lot of people just think, oh, he's just on his keyboard, he's playing a game, this and this. They don't see the personality behind the person on that keyboard. So
Yeah.
I'm just gonna ask you like some regular questions, like if we met in like real life, I ask you like small questions and shit. Like, all right, so I'm gonna start off. You were talking about the break. What is your favorite food?
My favorite food
Yeah,
is watermelon.
let's go. He knows watermelon is a top tier food in general. We got problems if you don't think that way. Watermelon is fire. So
Yeah, for sure.
another thing, bro, how's it been balancing school with you staying at a top level?
Actually, school hindered my improvement a lot, and right now, like I've been on summer break for like 2 months now, and you see how I've been able to grind as much as I wanted to, and I've actually done like better than I've ever could have imagined I've ever done in my life. So it's like, um, school just kind of hindered my improvement, and it just like eliminated so much time that I could have been dedicating to practicing and knowing that I would be really good if I practiced that much, but I'm not able to because fucking homework and school and oh, you have a project here, or you have a thing you have to sign, or thing you have to go to, video you have to record, stuff like that. It's just like really time consuming, especially when you're spending school like half of the day you're spending school in, and then another like 1/4 of the day or 1/4 of the day, the same thing. You're like spending on homework and shit like that. So it's like, yeah, you still have time obviously to like use your time to improve on Brawl and stuff like that. But you don't have too much time to focus, and you kind of feel rushed about it because you have to go to sleep early and you have to do all this and that. So you're not able to really be in that Zen mode. You're not able to like be like, okay, I have time to myself today. I can do what I want to do. I can dedicate my um, day to what I wanted to do in the first place and not be disrupted by this and that.
Bruh, I honestly, with like the whole online school thing, it's so bad because like it's not even bad because like the teachers, it's bad because the administration just threw all this shit at the teachers and told them like figure it out, fuck you. Like bruh, like lockdown, bruh, I was at like I was the tail end. It was like April last year where they shut my school down. It's the tail end of 2020, and I was working, and like I've been on the ground a little bit playing Brawl and shit, but like I ain't on that level yet. You feel me? Due time. But yeah, so these teachers when I first got it were so fucking confused. It was sad. It was what, bruh. These half of the teachers didn't even know what the hell was going on. Like I remember my English teacher, bruh. I sent her back. She sent me a PowerPoint. No, it was a PowerPoint. It was a PDF of some English work. I did it. I sent it back to her. She asked me, "How do you open it?" What the hell?
What?
Bro. Oh, bro, it was horrible.
That's horrible.
It's horrible.
Yeah, they don't even know what they're doing.
Yeah, that's
No,
just
I had like a bad incident. So we were like just in our normal. I thought it was just gonna be a normal day to like go to Google Meets and just like do your work. Go to like Pear Deck, which is like the online website where you get guided through all these tasks and stuff like that. and some like random person joins the call and starts screen sharing like freaking pornography all over like the screen. It was like broadcasting like the whole class, and it was like hilarious because the teacher's or not camera was on. It was like, well, her camera was on and her voice was on, so it was like she didn't even know what to do. Like, had to kick it out, and the teacher is not prepared for that type of shit. It's like, it's funny, but at the same time, it's like sad because like, why are you even?
You're so bad.
Yeah, you're trash.
You're trash, kid. So what, like a whole lot of school shit, bro. Have you ever got like trouble at school? Were you one of them people that did stupid shit like me?
Not really. I mean, one day like I was kind of I was actually the opposite at one point. Like, well, I'm kind of the opposite in general, but just having someone like annoy me a lot, and I kind of like had to do something about it. So I did something about that, and after that, I kind of realized like you need to like stick up for yourself in school like that and stuff like that. Like I was still like young at the time, like 14, 13, in high school, like not knowing, 14 in high school, not knowing what to do, and just like meeting new people, and then you meet people who get too comfortable with you and stuff like that. So somebody got too comfortable, and I like left the lunch table, and my whole food was there. Like I didn't even eat anything yet. Like I put my tray down, and I was like, I'm gonna be right back. And then I came back, and my freaking cookies were gone.
Oh,
I was like,
no.
bro, where's my cookies at? And then I noticed like one of my old friends like looking at me, and I knew he took it at that point. I was like, yo, I know you got it. Just give it to me. And he was like refusing to give it back. And I was like confused because it was like, bro, like, why are you being like this? Like, it was just like unnecessary. So I kind of had to like smack him in the back of the head. And it's like,
I was gonna say, bro. I got a question for that, bro. Were the shorties around, bro? Because that would explain a lot. That would explain a lot.
I literally like was standing above him, like he was like sitting down at my level, and I was like stood up above him, and I freaking looked down at him and literally smacked him in the back of the head, and I was like, bro, I'm not playing, like give me my cookies back. Like, and it was funny too, like to me I was trying to like not laugh, or like not laugh, but like it was just cookies. Like I was just like smacking someone over cookies. Like
No,
it was so dumb. But like,
no, but for real, no, you did the right thing though, low key. Cause like,
yeah,
I'm not trying to be like one of them fucking like, oh, I'm older than you, so you got, you know what I mean, like one of them older brother type shits, bro.
Yeah.
But like, when you give a motherfucker an inch, bro, they gonna give you mouth, bro. First of all, they gonna take your cookies, they gonna take your homework, then they gonna take your bitch, bro. It's raps.
Yeah, for real. They did comfortable.
Yeah, I never understood that with a lot of people. It's like, bro, you doing a little bit too much. Like, what you
Yeah.
like? What are you trying to gain here? No, but
What are
what do you mean by that?
yeah.
No, but like, have you ever got like suspended or some shit, bro? You ever got in like actual like major trouble?
I was really close to getting suspended for like encouraging, or maybe I forgot what it was, but it was something like in the lunchroom. It was in my old like middle school, and I almost got suspended for I think it was actually getting into like a physical fight in like the lunchroom. I didn't like punch anybody, of course, but I was like kind of instigating it because I was like mad at the person. I don't remember why. But I ended up being in like the principal's office, and I got like caught like on 4K on the camera pop. So I had to like sit through that, and it was like almost a suspension. So that's like how close I got into suspended.
No, that's weird too, bro. Do you get driven to school, or do you got like a school bus, bro? Cause like they got cameras and shit on the school bus. I'm like, what the fuck? That's not even me.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, bro. I did some stupid shit, bro. So
Yeah,
like, yeah, they said they got me on the fucking recorder. I'm like, bro, why is there cameras on the school bus? What the fuck?
Yeah, it's weird.
Oh God, that's not me.
Yeah, that's weird. Oh God, it's not me. It's
Oh,
like the same like sweater and like book
same
bag and
sweater,
hat.
same glasses, same eyebrows.
They're like showing you the recording, like wearing the same exact thing. Yeah, it's not me, bro.
Yeah. No, is this your bro? Come on, we see it on camera. You got the same screen. We got the same wallpaper. This ain't you. No, it ain't. This ain't me, bro. I don't know who. I don't know what imposter that is, bro. That might be my cousin. I don't know. I don't even, bro. That shit had me wait. I did some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Oh no, I think there's this one dude. He used to be on the wrestling team. He was like really. He was like, bro, that motherfucker was literally a Chad, bro. There's no getting around it. That motherfucker was literally a Chad. He was like a 6'1". He was buff as hell. He was like a buff ass Asian dude, bro. He was funny as hell. And like we did some stupid shit, and we got in like we wasn't even arguing, but we was fucking around. He was like, all right, bro, every day I'm gonna throw some shit out you when you get off the bus, bro. I did it for every day for like 2 months straight. And then one day I got off the school bus. I'm going to school. Everything's good. It's a chill day, and I get called to the office like, yeah, so we've been seeing the past couple weeks. You've been throwing stuff out the bus. That's not even me. That's not even me. No, but a lot of the stupid shit, bro, I got into. My mom was so OP, bro. She would talk to the principal for like 45 minutes, bro, and I go back to class. Like I don't know what the fuck she be saying, bro. She be guilt tripping the fuck out these principals. That shit is ridiculous, bro. But like, hold up. I wonder if there's any, bro. Actually, bro, we gonna pull that to the chat, bro. Chat, bro. What questions y'all got? Oh, actually, no, we got one. Inferno Cloud. He said, "How you feel about Scythe?"
Scythe it's a very hard weapon. Like, I strongly recommend that you don't play this weapon to improve or like when you want to improve, you don't play this weapon because it's a very difficult weapon, and other weapons are just easier to find rewards off neutral, and but you know, you can play whatever you want. My opinion, I strongly recommend you play an easier weapon to get into that feeling of getting good at a weapon so that you could play Scythe. It's like working your levels up because Scythe is like one of the hardest weapons. You have to be really accurate on your punishes. You have to confirm with the right option. But off stage is just a different story. Like, you have all these moves that throw you back and stuff like that. But mainly want to worry about on stage because that's what you're more going to be playing, of course. So yeah, I just strongly recommend a different weapon before you get into that. It's a really difficult weapon.
All right, we got other people. We got anybody else that wants to shoot some questions out for Luna before you head out? Anybody? We gonna give it like a minute or two. You feel me? Or just any questions that pop up in my head. Oh yeah. Fucking music and shit. Well, oh, what about blasters? All right, that's what Crayon asked. What about them blasters?
Blasters is also up there with Scythe with being a really hard weapon to use. Your playstyle could be like actually, I've noticed this a lot with the weapons that people play. Like, they actually play revolving around the weapons placed, like how you had to play the weapon, and they actually make that their playstyle, like based off of what their weapon is. So, people like parry a lot if they play blasters and stuff, and they stare a lot towards the edge because the more you play that weapon, the more you're going to get used to going in those positions and in that situation doing that when you're having blasters and stuff. But you can have like a different weapon and you can do the same thing. So yeah, blasters is like you have to practice really hard and watch guides and stuff because they have really good build-up damage when you know how to play them in neutral, but it's like way more difficult than the other weapons to get that damage off, and it's just yeah, it's like up there with Scythe, which has a really difficult weapon.
Oh, we see another question about let's see, what is this thing? Oh yeah, we see another question. Oh yo, what's up, Java? Just spam, bro.
What's up, Java?
He said,
spamming and blasters is like really unoptimal, honestly. because you put yourself in a position where you're like staring and you can just get punished or like die the player being stacked with you like with hammer or something, and you can just punish on it really well. So spamming is never optimal. Don't listen to Jabba.
All right, we got another question from Sticky Ricey. I wasn't listening this entire time, but do you think the game is balanced where it is right now?
The game is definitely not balanced where it is right now. I personally think that um maps need to be like some maps need to be definitely removed. But out of maps um there's like it's hard because some things are like really hard to generalize. It's just like the game is like Qatar's really easy to build up damage, but you need to have like good killing SIGs and stuff like that. So I'd say the game is not balanced because there's weapons that are way too rewarding, like gauntlets or Qatars, of getting a read. And it's just like way too easy to overall just like play off stage and on stage. Like the whole weapon overall, like Qatars and gauntlets, just good off stage, good at building damage. Just Qatars are not good at killing, and gauntlets have kill confirms and stuff like that.
Two and three
weapons like that need to be reworked. But when those are reworked, I feel like the game would definitely be balanced. And there's also matchups. Matchups actually exist in this game, like Qatars versus Hammer, or Bow versus Hammer, or honestly, all you could really think of is like Hammer, because how just the weapon is designed. But yeah, anyway, it's just matchups existing makes the game very like not balanced, because it's just
some of them are just straight up pain.
Yeah, it's way more difficult to win neutral against a weapon that is just unpunishable and just always being rewarding for catching a dodge and stuff, against like Hammer and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think Hammer Gauntlets and Hammer Qatars, I think those two is like literally Hammer's like worst matchup. I could be wrong because like I'm not that like high level yet, but like bruh, like what do you do if someone like whips a fucking gauntlet? So I like, bro, you just sit there like, or in just like Qatars, bro, like you just get wrecked. I just don't know. It's just like
Yeah.
I play a lot of Bovar, so like sword, I'm cool with both of them, fighting both of that, bro. When I pick up that hammer, bro, I feel debuffed.
Yeah, it's really extremely difficult to punish weapons that are like that with Hammer. And another weapon that's like definitely needs rework is blasters. Definitely need more reward off catching a dodge. And greatsword needs like no drops and stuff like that. But the game just needs to overall like rework on SIGs, characters. Well, that's basically the same thing. Like SIGs and weapons that are just way too unpunishable. Have drops and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's the weapons with like the weird drops, like a lot of cannon stuff. Like it has like a weird.
Yeah.
It's a wonky weapon. It's good, but it's wonky. And like
cannon.
Yeah, was it like Sidelight Sair? That's like it's weird. You can't get it undodgeable at sometimes. It's like the weird hitboxing. I think it's something like that. I think that's like another one of the cannon jank. But we got a few more questions from Inferno Cloud. What do you think? What do you think the best legends are right now? So we'll do like top 3, top 5, if that's cool.
Okay, top 3 best legend. One is Rayman. His SIGs good at killing, unpunishable. No end lag. His weapon kit just good all around, no bad matchups. Um, and his stats are way too good. 7 speed for minus dex, and speed is like the best stat in the game to have, and you feel really good with like speed. So yeah, and just he has gauntlets. Like, how can you not say he's like one of the best? So that's number one in my opinion. Um, Number two,
What's up,
Onyx.
Vegas?
Onyx has too much defense, and his SIGs kill too early. So he's killing you in freaking orange and stuff like that while you're trying to kill him in red and dark red.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw that doing Pro
so
Series. Oh my god.
so
Uh,
that it's really like statistically unfair for the person, and definitely needs a rework on SIGs to fix that problem. Third best legend. Third best legend is Sentinel.
ooh,
Um,
Sentinel.
Sentinel because yeah, you have Hammer, which has like you can argue has bad matchups. Um, with like um these certain weapons and stuff like that. But you don't even have to play like Hammer, and you can just honestly run from the other weapon, like even if you pick up Hammer, because like you know you won't even take that much damage if you just run and jump until you get the next weapon, correctly at least. So you have Katars, which are good into everything. Um,
I think it.
so
Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. I think it's just the duality of both weapons. Like,
yeah, that's what I
Katars,
was gonna
yeah,
mention.
yeah. Like Katars built so much damn damage. It's like, oh, Katars can't kill. I got a fucking hammer. Literally, I think undisputed, probably the best killing weapon right now out here. Probably, I think. Would you think so? Hammer probably like top two when it terms of like getting a kill, securing that
Nah,
stock.
Hammer is the best at killing for sure.
Oh
Like the
damn.
hmm I'd say actually I'd say Sword is the best at killing and Hammer is second best. Hammer's just moves are harder to hit. And my bad, Baggage for uh saying Onyx was a guy. My bad. But yeah, Sentinel having insane SIGs. Like, let's speak about his Qatar SIGs first. So, Qatar SIGs, you have D SIG. You can do, for example, Sidelight, D Light. At that point, you're stacked with them. And then you have D SIG, which covers dodge down, dodge in, dodge away, spot dodge. And it spikes too. So, if you hit it off stage, you have a really good chance at just gimping your opponent because of how far it sends down. Um, Another thing is just Ensig, it hits it catches spot dodge, kills really early, has a lot of active frames, catches dodge in, and like obviously I have certain dodges, but um its active frames make it so that it catches many dodges that go into you, or all dodges that go into you, and it kills really early. Um so it's like a force field. Like you throw it out, and the only way you get hit by it is if another move out prioritizes it with its range or something like that. So that's a really insane sig, and side sig not really a good use, just good for calling out someone on the ground, maybe doing a cross up read. But D sig is just both of those in one, you know. So it's hammer sigs, hammer and sig. Oh god, don't, it's just disgusting. Like
Diabolical.
it's not punishable. It kills really well. Um, and it's an insane anti-air. It hits on the ground too. Um, so you can use that in like any situation and get away with it if you wanted to, if you were using it correctly. Um, Hammer side sig just really insane. Kills really early if you hit it at like the right hitbox. Um, it covers really good amount of dodges. Um, and Hammer D-Sig is really good for reading someone trying to go into you, maybe a cross-up read, maybe just backing him and avoiding like a Sair on the move and then punishing it efficiently with that. But it doesn't really have its uses like that. More of so the two sigs, hammer end sig and hammer side sig are like what you want to use. But yeah, and its stats are insane. Here, let's see this. You go deck stance if you wanted to, and you get end light into side light. I'm pretty sure on hammer if that's true at that deck. So I'm not really sure.
I think inlight satellite is true after 4 decks. Yeah, after 4 decks.
4 decks. So if you want to go deck sense, you go five decks and you lose off of defense, which is Sentinel's highest stance, so it doesn't even really matter. And if you want to go defense stance, attack stance, you go 7 attack or 6 attack with losing a deck stat. So it could go either way, depending on how you like to use your legend there. So yeah, that's my top 3.
All right, so Inferno Claw asked for a weapon tier list. You want to do it, or you want me to send you the tier list maker and you share your screen, and I'll just pop it up there?
Yeah, I'll do it real quick.
All right, I got you. Then we gonna let you go. You gonna have your fun. Here, I got you. I sent you the tier list. There you go.
All right, so let me share my screen.
All right, I got you. Let me see this real quick. There you go. Oh, it popped up.
Okay, wait, the weapons are already here?
Yeah, you gotta create your own.
Bad.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, we have to put I'm putting gauntlets as the best weapon. Oh wow, wait, hold on. I'm actually gonna put sword as the best weapon right now. Not only are you really you have really good aerials, good off stage, recovery is really easy to hit, and just all moves on sword really are easily like a force field, easy to kill, not really punishable. A lot of people abuse the frame data on the sword moves, and they mash out of recovery frames. So it's sword is just one of the best weapon in my opinion right now. Along with that, going gauntlets, second best weapon, because not only does it have confirms off D-light, side light's really good for setting up a combo that you can get a lot of damage off of. D-light has a true combo, 3-hit out of it. And it has a really good offstage, as I said before, Sarah Spike's down, which is easily the best offstage weapon. If you can just hear that and say, okay, best offstage weapon. Ground pound you can steer, Nair, really good for setting up damage. Cider, I spoke about that. Dare, just good for, ending your combos with, puts them in bad position and, stuff like that.
Yeah, I just want
combos.
Oh yeah, gauntlet combos are crazy. I just want to say this. I just want y'all to know. You know what? Those two weapons up there, the top 2. It makes Val. That's all I gotta say. I rest my case.
yeah. Val is just so broken, man.
In 2s, oh my god, double Val. Jesus.
Yeah. It's just hit the end sig. If it was nerfed, I mean, it wouldn't even be that big of a problem. The weapon comp is good, but end sig just makes it too easy to kill with and just not be punished and hit grounded and have everything in the game, anti-air, everything. So yeah. What I'm gonna be putting third for this is I'm gonna put. I'm going to put Orb for the third best weapon. It has really good setups for damage, builds damage way too easily. Really, really easy to use. But that doesn't involve being one of the best weapons. You can has really easy cider to hit to kill. All Orb legends are like really good, and really good off stage because Sarah goes down, like really good for edge guarding. Yeah, just overall a good weapon, like killing, debuilding damage off stage, um, unpunishable, you know. So for the fourth best weapon, um, I'm gonna have to put bow for this one.
Ooh.
Bow because Enlight, really insane anti-air. You can get caught with that a lot. Hit stacked, and it's just that makes it really scary because it covers what you want to, like, the way you want to get in on, or like it could just, you know, make you very scared of going in that position. Really good, like high threat range, high threat range, and has kill confirms. Really good off stage because of the range on Dare, and the ground pound just kills way too early. No, I wouldn't say way too early. It just kills early. Um, Nair really quick, unpunishable. Well, not unpunishable, but really hard to punish. Especially with certain weapons. Um, and yeah, bow is just a really good overall weapon for damage, killing, off stage, some unpunishable or difficult to punish moves and stuff like that. Next weapon would um definitely be Katars, because Katars are a very like the best weapon. I was gonna say the best weapon for damage, but it's debatable. Just insane weapon for damage, and it's just like you catch one dodge, and you know you're rewarded for it more than any other weapon can, really, because maybe except for gauntlets, but you know it's just really easy to get those setups with the Katars, especially with uh having those sidelight D-light or sidelight N-light, putting them in bad position because either they're stacked with you or they're above you. Um, so yeah, you can use those for your advantage. And has a really good Sair that just robs people a lot. Just robs everyone off stage. You hit that Sair and it sends you too far. It hits like really big hitbox. You don't really expect it. It's really quick. And Nair is just, you know, really easy to catch dodges with, really easy to catch people in the air with. Just really easy to hit people with Katars, and you can get a lot of reward for it as long as you play them right. But it's just the reason I put it behind all these weapons because it's difficult to kill with. It doesn't have any kill confirms, except for D-light recovery if you hit like stacked. Besides that, any other thing would drop if you
Wait,
try to kill confirm.
hold up. It's true when it's stacked. I always thought when you D-light,
It's not true. It's
one...
just unjumpable or unfast fallable.
Oh, because bro, that's like like Kaiser and shit. He be on the Katars and shit, bro. And like I copy that shit off him, bro. I'll D-light or I'll walk up in light and just wait for the dodge, bro. And I was like, bro, this is literally the only way you can kill on Katars. What the fuck? This is so bad.
Yeah.
It's so
Yeah, it's
painful.
really difficult. So in that case, we'll be moving on to the next best weapon, which is the sixth best weapon ordered in the tier list, which will be. This weapon's gonna be Axe.
I knew it. I knew it.
Axe, because let's start with Enlight. Enlight's a really good, easy way of covering the ground, and has really good knockback. Good for catching dodges with. It's really easy move to hit. Yeah, so that's Enlight, and then D-light, just insane, best light attack, and actually it like evens up with bow and light. Axe D-light sends them really far. Does good damage, really quick, really, it's really hard to punish. It has like all the things you want in the anti-air, um, and it's really high threat range. So satellite really good for building up damage and catching your opponent, putting your opponent in a bad position with, setting them up in a bad position. And really good setups for Sarah, ground pound recovery, which kills really early. Um, let's go with the aerials now. Sarah really good at killing, kind of hard to hit sometimes, depending on how your opponent's moving around it. Ground pound just covers a lot of area, really good for confirming offstage kills. Recovery really good for conditioning someone out of the air, hitting them out of the air, killing them early. Coming back to the stage with, but kind of slow and easy to punish when your opponent avoids it. The down air, really good. It just really good for setting up your opponent to get hit by a more type of knockback move. Really good for building damage off of, and it puts you in like a really good position when you're kind of like swinging down and you're kind of like above them, because it's a kind of hard for them to punish in that position, unless they have a move that hits like directly up from them, and yeah. So yeah, that'll be it for axe. The reason why I put it like under the weapons that you see now is because it's kind of difficult to kill with. It's harder to hit the moves to kill with, and yeah, it just doesn't have its confirms like that, So
I wanted to add this on to like a lot of acts. I see like especially during pro series, Stinger use it a lot. I see sometimes you implement it a lot. Like a lot of the things that people say like acts really can't kill. I've just seen people just take their opponent into fucking barbecue and just end them to death. Like
yeah,
like
yeah,
just,
that's what you have to play axe. Like that's how I play axe. I just have to end light or D light to kill, and either catch a really good read with them on Sair. It's just against the good players. It's like really hard to hit Sair with because you miss it and you're punished for it, like guaranteed. Because the way they're avoiding it is just really easy for them to punish, and kind of risky to go for in like bad position, but it's really rewarding. So yeah, that's why people like spam N light or D light or use N light and D light to kill when they want to. So next weapon, um, next weapon is going to be I'm going to put Scythe. Hold on. I'm actually gonna put Spear next. Let's go speed it up. Spear has really good keeping your opponent out of there, conditioning them out of there with D-Light. N-Light really good for blocking out your opponent, really good for edge guarding. Just good for the 1-1-2 tech on Spear. You have that cover the ground and then cover the air type thing. You have a kill confirm off D-Light. Multiple conversions like D-Light into recovery or D-Light into Sair or D-Light into Nair. And Sair on Spear, pretty punishable, but really it hits pretty far and really easy to hit when you're edge guarding and stuff. Ground pound covers a lot of area and dodges a lot when you're confirming. Recovery covers a lot of area and dodges a lot in the air because of like the lingering hitbox. Nair just is a whole force field, covers your whole entire vicinity, like personal space. Freaking just throw out the Nair when they're playing stacked with you, and keep them out of the air with or cover a platform with Nair, keep them out of the air with Nair and Spear. It's really good for. Dare is really far. It hits really far down. Really good for off stage confirming somebody or building damage with, depending on how you use it. And yeah, that'll be it for spear.
And
Sidelight, yeah, sidelight is really good for setting up people for reads and stuff like that as well.
I also wanted to add this on the spear. Once you think about it and you break it down, a lot of the spear legends, bro, their sigs. I honestly, with like all the spear legends, bro, they at least have 2 good sigs, a good to like damn near busted.
Yeah, spear legend sigs are insane. You just need to play spear right to use those sigs right though. So it's like, yeah. So yeah, let's move on to the next weapon. The reason why I put spear under these weapons is because it's definitely a bit harder to build up damage and hit these attacks on your opponents without getting punished, like hard punished for it. Sometimes, like maybe you try to go for sidelight, or you try going for dash D light, putting you in a bad position. End light puts you in place, but some moves can just outrange it and stuff. So you get punished for it. But yeah, that's why I put spear under these weapons. So next weapon is going to be I'm actually going to choose cannon for the next best weapon. Cannon has really good grounded attacks. It has end light, which sends you really far away from the stage and could actually send you off stage from the middle of the stage, like depending on the stage you're on, of course. But yeah, that's how like far the NSIG goes. Then D light has a confirm, or if you want to go for the different option, dare, D light dare, or D light nair. If you want to kill, you go for D light nair. If you want to go for damage, you want to go for D light dare. Really good for just setting up your opponent for that damage or that kill. Sidelight really good for using the cannon sidelight set recovery combo, which builds a lot of damage and sends your opponent really far away from the stage. So at that point, you can edge guard really well, and also you have Sarah that can bring you back to the stage really easily because of the momentum on it. So yeah, Dare has having a two variants of it, grounded and aerial. Grounded is really good. It's like a force field that blocks in front of you. Really good for just catching your opponent off guard. And Sarah is kind of like you're zooming across the map without really being hard punished for it, because sometimes people can't even hit you for it because you're like using your Sarah really well, or using your cannon aerials really well, and you're stringing them. So yeah, it's just really good for setups. And ground pound hitting on the stage not being that punishable is insane. Ground pound killing early is insane. Catching dodges that you're dodging the move and it's still hitting you because like the active frames in it, or like the little bump up thing. That's really good. Besides that, nothing really more I need to talk about. I put it under these weapons because it's a bit harder to hit the moves on cannon, and build up damage that easy. So yeah, that's why I put cannon under those. Next weapon is going to be hammer. Hammer has really easy kill confirms. Hammer has good build up damage. The moves hit really hard, just hard to hit the moves in some scenarios. But yeah, it has its benefits and its negatives. It just hits your opponents really hard, but it's just hard to hit them, and some of the matchups hard to punish some of the weapons and stuff like that. So yeah, and hammer aerial, like hammer recovery and hammer dare are really good. It's like people don't use hammer dare that much, that are like not hammer players. They don't play hammer, and they they make the mistake by not using dare as much, but it's actually really good for the hitbox and the coverage because it's like covering you stacked and it's covering who's going above you, kind of like dodge into you. Really good for easy kills and stuff, and you're not even that punishable in that point as long as you use it correctly. And yeah, Hammer's just has some good true combos, setups, and stuff like that. Some confirms off catching the dodge, really good. And Stanley good off stage as well. And then let's move on to the next weapon, which is going to be Scythe. Of course, Scythe. Scythe has insane off stage, has really, really good setups for ground attacks on stage, and just overall, you're able to throw your opponent off the stage from like the middle of the stage, catch their dodge and have a confirm off of it, catch one dodge and like kill them really, really early, and just like it'll catch you off guard. It can really get you an advantage. It's just harder to build up that damage and harder to hit the moves. But yeah, let's like speed up through this. That's why Scythe is like, like that, where it is. Blasters, Lance, Base Sword.
Damn, this is kind of tough, these last three. Holy.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Lance. Lance for this. I'm gonna put this in A tier actually. Lance in this situation is definitely an A tier and lower because it's like it has its downfalls and its benefits. Let's talk about its benefits. They're covering a lot of area, Nair covering a lot of area, they're covering a lot. But the positions that you get in for those areas that it covers is like stacked. Staying stacked with the lands, you can avoid getting sared, you can avoid getting dared, you can avoid getting nared, and you can really get reward off of it and damage with weapons that are really good at punishing stacked. So it is. Lance has like good kill confirms like Sidelight Sair, Sidelight Dare, pretty good off stage. Recovery is really good for getting back to the stage. And yeah, that's why Lance is like there where it is. It's just hard to hit the moves against like a player who knows what they're doing, and it's just lower than those weapons as of right now. But it's still really good, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm not saying that, you can't win with this weapon or anything. It's just my personal opinion, it's like lower. But I lose to it all the time. Like, I can't like talk about, can't say like, weapons you just lose because you're using it low tier and stuff like that. Blah.
Ooh. It got even tougher.
Actually, I don't know if Blasters is better than Greatsword. I'm actually gonna say Greatsword is better than Blasters here. I'm putting Greatsword here because it's like, hold on, I'm still like thinking. No, I'm gonna put Greatsword over Lance as well. I think I'm gonna do that.
You hear that? You hear that, bad guess? You hear that?
Actually, never mind. Never mind. It's like, the more you think about it, the more like, just comes to your head. It's like, yeah. So Greatsword is where it's placed because, it's hard to build damage with Greatsword. Yeah, you can catch reads, but the singular moves, it's not guaranteed for you to. You don't have any confirms, or the moves don't even put them in a really bad position, and just you're right in front of them, so you don't even know what could happen to you. Um, so your moves don't send them far. They can wake up off of you. They have a lot of options to get out and hit you and stuff like that. So that's why it's like below mostly. It's just kind of hard to build up damage. Very much slower than the other weapons that has reward. But when you get that read, it's like you can say just, oh my god, it's the best weapon in the game. You catch one singular read and they send them really far. But it's not always guaranteed. So someone who's really good at mixing up can avoid getting hit by these great sword strings really well, and you'll kind of be lost on what to do depending on like how you're mixing up and how you're playing, but really difficult. But it has this confirms off of catching dodges, and that's what makes it good about it. And the great sword characters SIGs are really really good, except for like Magyar is definitely under the other characters in terms of SIGs on Greatsword, because yeah, he just is. The SIGs on Magyar can way less earlier, and they cover less and stuff like that. So finally, blasters. Blasters, I'm gonna be putting in a right behind Greatsword. Has its confirms. Has good build-up damage if you catch the dodge. Puts them in a bad position. It's just hard to build up the damage when you're not like catching that read, when they're avoiding it as best as they can, stuff like that. So you have to play blasters in a certain way in order for you to get that damage off. But yeah, blasters is very difficult. I'm gonna actually stop saying difficult. It doesn't really matter when it comes to like skill and balance and stuff. So yeah, blasters it's difficult to build up damage, and you don't really get that much off punishes. But with greatsword you catch their dodge, or with lance you catch their dodge, or with scythe you catch their dodge, hammer you get more than blasters gets. So I mean, yeah, it's that's why blasters are on the bottom. But that's my tier list. So yeah.
Yo, I want everybody that's not followed to the boy himself, fucking Luna. He's been on the grind. You already know. Check out his Twitch. It's the same as his Twitter. Hold on, I'm gonna link that real quick. Twitch.tv/LunaBH with 2 A's. LUNAABH. It's the same handle on his Twitter. You feel me? He's always in the grind. He's always talking to other people that's good at the game. He's always been on that movement. He's been on that improvement. You already know. I actually can't wait to see this, bro. I'm telling you, bro. He's up. He's really up next. He's up. He's like, I don't know if you're trying to say it like a rapper cosign. He's up next. I can't wait till I see him on stream in the 1 section. It definitely in the 2 section. I was hyped as fuck when I saw you on stream for the 2s. I was like, hey, that's my motherfucking nigga. Hey, yo. Like, yeah, but massive shout out to him. I also want to thank him for taking all his time. Him being in the rank queue and shit. You already know. I appreciate a lot of the help from a lot of people that joined in the chat, asked questions, just sat here and view and listen to what the goats got to say. He said, listen to different perspectives. Always got to say. He said, thank you, Luna. Okay. Oh, we got a couple thank yous. Hey, let's go. You already know. Shout out to that man, Luna, bro. He's up next. King of New York.
yeah, actually, yeah.
For real, what? King of New York.
Yeah, that's my new title.
King of New York.
I appreciate it.
Snowy's the prince and all, but this is the king. All right, right.
Yeah.
Massive shout out to Luna for real. Tomorrow I got another special interview coming out. I'm gonna drop a hint on my Twitter. If you ain't follow or you ain't recent on it, you could drop my Twitter's down below. If you scroll down on the dashboard thing, on the panels, that's what they're called. You can drop a follow or just check out. I'm gonna drop my tweet about who's gonna be interviewed next. Cracked player as always, I appreciate everyone for popping out and all that. A massive love to everybody that was involved with the stream today. I appreciate it, and we gonna send this raid. All right, have a good night, everybody.